So let's continue better. So we were doing duodenum, right? So in the duodenum, first part, second part, third and fourth part. So in the second part, you are finding, see, this is pancreas. The presenting parts of pancreas are, what are the presenting parts we have? This is head, this is neck, this is body, and this is tail. Okay, and this projection, what you are finding is the omental tuberosity. Okay, omental tuberosity. Then now see, within the C fold of the duodenum, you are finding this is the major pancreatic duct. Okay, this has herringbone pattern. Herring is the name of the fish, and fishbone pattern it has got. Okay, this is the major pancreatic duct, and you are finding a small pancreatic duct which is called as the minor pancreatic or the accessory pancreatic duct. The accessory pancreatic duct is opening little above, which is the minor duodenal papilla, and the major pancreatic duct is joining the bile duct, and both of them will open into the second part of the duodenum at this opening, which is major duodenal papilla. Okay, so like that you have second, third and fourth part, and fourth part will become in continuation with the jejunum. And the arrangement of structures, you can see behind the first part you are finding the bile duct, you are finding the branches of the like hepatic artery, you are finding. Okay, you are also finding portal vein, inferior vena cava. See the layout of structures here. If you lift second part, you are finding the left kidney, isn't it? Behind which you are also finding the gallbladder. You should know the arrangement. This is psoas major muscle, PQT. If you remember, the posterior relations of kidney, I told psoas major, quadratus lumborum, like that. This is psoas major. From the kidney, you are finding right ureter. Always in practicals, you should know the layout of structures. That means what is front, what is in the middle, what is behind. Okay. So this is celiac trunk, splenic artery, left gastric artery. This is the hepatic artery proper you are finding. This is superior mesenteric artery and superior mesenteric vein. Lower down you are finding inferior mesenteric artery. Okay. Then now see here, just open this atlas and read better. I hope you have. I already have shared the link of books. If you don't have, you remind, I'll just share and you can just read the things what are given over here. That will help you tomorrow to just understand the visceral organs perfectly. Okay. Then so greater omentum has been lifted and you are finding ascending transverse, descending colon, loops of small intestine in between. Yellow colored area is all mesentery. Okay. So I told you large intestine has this longitudinal band, that is tinea coli, these structures which are Haustrae. Okay. These are all folds of small intestine. This is mesentery. Fan-shaped fold of peritoneum loaded with fat. Behind that, if you lift, you are finding abdominal aorta bifurcating into two. Right common iliac, left common iliac. You are finding descending colon, sigmoid and rectum, anal canal. It moves like this. Okay. So these are radiographic pictures, barium meal, which is given through like from the rectum, like in the form of enema, it will be given. Okay, and just to visualize if there are any obstructions. Okay, that is radiographic pictures. Appendix and its various positions. Theoretically, we have studied. Just go through once. When you just cut cecum, this is the first part of large intestine, Ritika. So you are finding the opening of appendix is there. That is the orifice of appendix, and you have ileum is also opening there. Here we have ileocecal orifice. Okay, two folds are there which are called as the frenula. Okay. Then this is the distribution of superior mesenteric artery. Okay. So what are the branches? It has MRI, if you remember, middle colic, right colic and ileocolic arteries. Okay. Then apart from that, it has jejunal and ileal branches also. Then this is all angiographic pictures beta, which will help us to understand if there is any blockage. Okay. Arteriograms, these are. Then this is inferior mesenteric artery. Upper one was superior mesenteric, lower down we have inferior mesenteric. So here we have left colic arteries, sigmoidal arteries, and superior rectal artery. Okay, so it supplies the left one third of the transverse colon, descending colon, sigmoid colon, rectum, anal canal, which are the derivatives of hindgut. Okay, like some description is given here, which will help you to face your viva. Read once. Okay. So here everything is cut. See here, stomach has been removed, small intestines have been removed, isn't it? So once you have removed mesentery, then inside deeper you are finding abdominal aorta, again bifurcating into two. Okay. Deeper inside you will be finding kidney, suprarenal gland, below which you will see muscles, PQT, psoas major, quadratus lumborum, and transversus abdominis, medial to lateral. So these are neurovascular bundle what we find in the abdomen. Inferior vena cava is quite thicker. Okay. So correspondingly, we have right iliac vein, left iliac vein draining into the inferior vena cava. Okay. Which goes up, pierces the diaphragm to open into the right atrium. So ascending colon is this, right? This is the cecum. These two are hausterae only, folds. The right one will be usually larger. So that is all about the things what you are going to see tomorrow. Now I will also try to open Letters Atlas to see all these three visceral organs. Tomorrow it becomes easy for you. You just give me the list of 2 to 3 organs so that we will discuss in the form of practicals. Thorax, abdomen, viscera, gut, accessory organs. So plate 267. Same organs only beta, but here description won't be there, but diagrams will be much better here. Okay, so you have a look here also. 267. Yeah, we came very close. See, anterior abdominal wall. Skin, superficial fatty layer, deep membranous layer, external oblique aponeurosis, external oblique muscle, internal oblique muscle, transversus abdominis muscle, rectus abdominis, rectus sheath, superior inferior epigastric vessels, fascia transversalis. Here only labeled pictures will be there without any description. See, I was talking about PQT muscles, right? Hima, this is psoas
Yes, ma'am.
major, quadratus lumborum, and transversus abdominis. Medial to lateral, P, Q, and T. Okay. So abdominal aorta, how it bifurcates. Anterior unpaired branches, celiac trunk, superior mesenteric artery, inferior mesenteric artery. Okay, branches are not shown here, only like anterior unpaired branches of abdominal aorta. This is inferior vena cava. Both are going together. Okay. So after this, see the same arrangement what we saw. Greater omentum. Once you lift, you are finding coils of small intestine. This is only practical oriented things I am showing you beta here. This you can see how ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, sigmoid, rectum. This yellow in color is all, what is this? Mesenteric, fan-shaped fold of peritoneum loaded with fat, suspending the coils of small intestine. This is stomach bed. Stomach has been lifted. You are finding pancreas, spleen. This area is lesser sac beta, behind the stomach. Then greater omentum, lesser omentum, stomach. Again, you are finding 4 parts of the duodenum. Then pancreas. This you are actually finding the interior. So nice. all mucosal folds you are able to see. The minor duodenal and the major duodenal papillae you are seeing. Okay, this is jejunum. Jejunum has circular folds, are also called as valves of Kerckring. That means here the villi will still increase because they are concerned more with absorption. As you come to ileum, when you see cut the ileum and see here, you are not finding villi. Instead, you are finding collection of lymphatic follicles which are called as Peyer's patches. Because here you will see digestion and absorption is finishing till jejunum. In the ileum, all undigested food is about to enter into large intestine, which is loaded with bacteria. In order to kill the bacteria, we have these Peyer's patches. Okay, so this is exclusively ascending colon. Starting point is cecum. This is appendix, and this is ileum. This is ileocecal junction. Okay, then you can see these are the two frenula which are showing the opening of ileum. Okay, and this is the appendicular orifice. You can again see the ileal opening in the cecum. This is just you have lifted the cecum to see the recess behind. Okay, this is the cut section of appendix, and appendix has lot of lymphatic tissue. That's why it is not vestigial. It is called as abdominal tonsil because it kills the microorganism. Sometimes undigested food may get entrapped in the appendix. What do you call that condition? Fecolith. Fecolith. See, these are all Hostrae. You can see more clearly. These are the longitudinal bands. What are these? Tinea coli. I told you fat-loaded appendages will be hanging down. No? What are those? Appendices epiploic. Epiploic appendages. Okay? Epiploic appendices. Whatever you want, you can remember. So this is sigmoid colon beta. Rectum means straight, which continues as anal canal. Okay? So exclusively here, descending colon.
Next is epiploic.
Yes, beta? These yellow structures are appendices epiploic. Ritika. Fat loaded appendages. Yes, understood? Huh. Descending colon, sigmoid colon, rectum, anal canal beta. Again, it is shown. So we'll see. Yeah, this picture is only to show how the bile duct and pancreatic duct are joining to form hepatopancreatic ampulla of Voeter, which is opening as major duodenal papilla. Okay. Yeah, second part of duodenum only exclusively shown to show the sphincters here. Okay. Here pancreas, head, neck, body, tail. This is the omental tuberosity. Okay. This is the duct system. Okay, which resembles herring fishbone pattern. Major pancreatic duct, minor pancreatic duct. Okay, spleen is also there tomorrow.
Ma'am, where is the mental tuberosity?
I'll show you better. Duodenum, pancreas, small intestine, largest intestine, rectum, anal. This one better. This one. This projection. Okay. Okay, Ritika.
Ma'am, what is that small part? I told insula by mistake, no, ma'am. What is that? It has some name.
Tuberomental only you were mistaken. Insula is found in the brain, no?
Ma'am, something with you, ma'am.
Uncinate process.
Uncinate process, yes, ma'am.
Uncinate process.
Ma'am, the picture is not
Two names it has.
loading.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
This is the distribution of superior mesenteric artery. MRI, middle colic, right colic, ileocolic, jejunal and ileal branches. This is inferior mesenteric artery. Left colic. Then you have, what are the other branches? Superior rectal. Okay. See it better. So the position of rectum is, this is the female sagittal section of pelvis. You will see pubic symphysis. They will show you tomorrow. Behind which you will have urinary bladder. Then this is uterus and then rectum, which continues as anal canal. Okay. Fold of peritoneum, vesico-uterine pouch anteriorly, recto-uterine pouch also called as pouch of Douglas posteriorly. Okay, in case of male pelvis, behind pubic symphysis, urinary bladder, and then rectum anal canal. Here you have rectovesical pouch, only one. Rectovesical pouch. This one I wanted to show you, large intestine. See, sigmoid colon, when you come to rectum, you will not find haustray, you will not find this longitudinal band, you will, tinea coli is not seen, then appendices epiploicae are also not seen. This is completely smooth, okay, rectum. Inside it will show 3 folds, okay, and this is the anal canal. Okay, anal canal, again it is divided into upper one third, middle one third, lower one third, pectineal line. All those details, you theoretical things, you just go through once. Okay, this is the interior of rectum. Okay, we have these 3 transverse folds, superior, then middle, and then inferior. Okay, so that is superior and inferior are coming from the left side, middle is coming from the right side. Okay, then this is 4 centimeters in length, anal canal. You find anal valves, anal columns. Okay, so this area is actually pecten. That is the transitional zone. Basically, anal canal is partly developing from endoderm and partly developing from ectoderm. Ectoderm part is covered by true skin, whereas endoderm part is showing the lining of mucosa. In between the endoderm and ectodermal area, the area is actually pecten. Wherever you have change in epithelium, that is from endoderm, again it is part derivative is from ectoderm, and you are finding epithelium, it is columnar epithelium, where you have mucosa, outside you have stratified squamous keratinized type of epithelium. If you find such changes, those areas are prone for cancers. You can remember this better. Okay.
What, ma'am? Change in epithelium means cancer.
They are prone for cancers, not always.
Okay.
There is a tendency of getting cancer in the areas where epithelium is changing abruptly. Upper part is all columnar, no? Columnar is something like smooth, and whereas outside part is true skin. Okay, so epithelium, wherever we have a change, those areas are more prone for cancers. Okay, so like that, you just read the theoretical aspect. Practically, whatever I have shown you here, those are the things you have to appreciate in the dissection hall when you go tomorrow. Okay, beta, so we will stop here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, see you all tomorrow.
Thank
Bye,
you.
beta. Good night.
Bye, ma'am. Good night.